Demario. My name is Glenda. I'm going to be your therapist today. How are you doing?
I'm a little sad, a little down today.
Okay, well, definitely want to go ahead and get into that. But before we do, I just kind of want to go over confidentiality with you. So, confidentiality means that whatever is said in this room is 100% confidential, which means I can't speak about it with anyone. The only way that I would breach that confidentiality is if I think that you're going to be um, danger to yourself or to others. Basically, that means that if you, for example, if you tell me that you have some suicidal thoughts and ideations, I'm going to have to report that and violate our confidentiality. But besides that, everything else that we talk about here, completely private and, like I said, confidential. You have any questions?
No. What about my information? Where is that gonna go? You know.
So yes, so you did sign a written release form, which basically means that you gave me the authorization to make any referrals in the community. So that means that your name, date of birth, information like that, you have given me authorization to share that within the community as I see fit and as I discuss with you. Obviously, I'm not going to just share your information with anyone. It has to be with what we're talking about here. Very glad that you asked that question. But besides that, the information that is yours is private. It would be a HIPAA violation for me to go ahead and share that without your consent. So we'd already signed those consent forms, so you should be all good.
Okay. All right. So if y'all did have to share my information to um to another facility, do I have to come here and sign another waiver?
So you actually signed that waiver already. So as our time here progresses, we will go ahead and update those as we need. But for right now, all of the waivers that you needed they're signed for right now. If in the future you needed some other additional agencies that you want to work with or facilities, we would go ahead and update those. But for right now, you're all set. Don't need to worry about it.
Okay. So what if a facility trying to get information about me from you guys? Do I have to come and sign a different waiver for release to them?
Um, for that specific reason, you would need to come in because we did not sign any of those. Okay. All right. Perfect. Any other questions before we begin?
How long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this for a couple years now. Like I graduated from USF. I got my MSW from there, and I specialize in object relations. Object relations basically means that me as a practitioner will help you uncover any early mental images or experiences that may have contributed to any difficulties in your present relationships with family members or just people in your life and help you adjust and develop ways that may improve your interpersonal functioning.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else that I can clear up for you before we begin?
No,
No? Okay, great.
I don't think so.
So I know that you said you were a little sad today. Can you please elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend broke up. Well, she broke up with me. I mean, she was just going around saying that I was useless and I wasn't doing enough. I mean, I couldn't understand it. I thought we understood each other. That's why we pulled towards each other. But then when we moved into each other, it's just like everything changed. Like it was like always take out the trash. Why didn't you remind me about my appointment? What are you, stupid or something? And like it's just I don't know. It was just a lot, and she finally broke up with me, and I love her, and I was like, okay, she's still here. I mean, she loves me. She didn't leave, and now she's gone.
Well, I'm so sorry to hear about your breakup. It sounds like it's been a little bit difficult for you to adjust. Can I ask how long ago did the breakup happen?
weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. And how long were you guys together for?
We was together for like a year, a year and some change. So we met. I mean, she went to date me like 2 years ago, but we ended up getting together. After a year. So
I see. Um, and can you elaborate a little bit on your relationship with her? I know you said you mentioned that she was complaining a lot, saying that, you didn't contribute enough to the relationship. Do you feel that you didn't contribute enough to the relationship?
I mean, I must not have. She left, so I must not have done enough, and or been useful enough. I wasn't basically worthy for her love, and she has the right to leave me and maybe find someone else. That's better for her. I
Okay,
mean,
I
I didn't enjoy it. We
understand.
had some good times, but ever since like we moved in, it was different. I thought we understood each other. But I guess
Can you elaborate a little bit on your relationship before you moved in?
not. It was just like texting, phone calls, dinners or something, going out and things like that. Um, um, Basically, the kind of normal routine of couples before they move in together, I guess.
So just dating here and there, going on dates. Can you describe your emotional relationship with her?
Um, yeah, when I mean like going out, it's like because she wouldn't date me prior to that year, so it was just more like a friendship type of thing. So it wasn't like we had a title with each other. But I'm sorry. Can you ask your question again? Can you repeat your question again?
Can you describe your emotional relationship with your ex-girlfriend before you guys moved in together?
Um, I wasn't that open with her. To be honest, I mean, like I didn't be that open with her. I thought like I just need to do the best I can, be there for her, and just be there for her, and do what I can to make things happen. So um, yeah, that's the only thing. I wasn't very vulnerable. Like I didn't talk about my feelings to her as much. I may say things here and there, but it wasn't nothing like significant because I didn't want her to leave me. I didn't want her to leave me for me not being worthy of her, or I'm not able to do what she needs me to do. I need to be worthy for her. I need to be able to do it and everything that she asked for me to do.
I noticed that when you were explaining your relationship, you said you wanted to be there for her. You wanted to help her do things and be there for her as much as she needed you to be. But I didn't really notice you say anything that you needed her to be there for you. At any point in your relationship, did you wish she would have been there more for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. There's times where I had a really bad day at work, and I wanted her to be there for me. But like I said, I don't want her to leave me. I don't want to be useless to her. So I don't say anything.
So you didn't want to be a burden on her. And for that reason, you suppressed a lot of your feelings.
Yes.
Okay. Um, can you explain a little bit as to why you felt that sharing your feelings with her might be a burden to her?
It seems like my whole life, my feelings never matter. It's always the next person. So I just don't want to burden her because it seemed like when I put my feelings in there, the person ended up, leave me or being disgusted of me, and I just didn't want to feel that. So I didn't want to feel rejected or wherever case is. I didn't want to be abandoned.
You didn't want to be abandoned. That makes a lot of sense as to why you might have held in some of your feelings. I think that actually um, is very understandable where you're coming from. Um, in your childhood, did you ever have those feelings of where you suppressed your feelings because you felt that you didn't want to push people away, or you felt that maybe you were a burden onto other people?
I don't want to talk about this, but um, with my mother, I mean, I was my mom was single, a single mother taking care of me, and it, I believe it was hard for her. I mean, she was trying to make things um work, and but every time she used to get mad, like mad at me, because when she tried to bring in someone like get a boyfriend or something, or trying to get someone to help out, they'll come in there, take a look at me, and then they'd be like, "Oh, they." I heard this one guy say, "Oh, you got a son? No, I can't do this. I'm leaving." And she'll be like running after them, and then when she comes back in the house, she tells me I'm useless. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Like, you're useless. Like, he left because of you. Like, why are you here? So
I can imagine how having your mother say those things to you might affect you when you were little. How did those words make you feel when you were younger?
it made me feel like I need to do more. It did make me feel like I was useless, and it kept making me want to do more. Like, what can I do to help my mom out as much as possible? How can I get her to realize that I am useful? Like, I'm not worthless for her.
Did you do anything to help your mother um, see that you weren't worthless or see that you were useful?
I had, I remember I was 10 years old, and, I was struggling with school, and I finally brought a report card with A's and B's on it. And I said, "Look, mom, I made the honor roll." And there was nothing there. And she was like, "This is worthless. Like, you're worthless. Like, is this how this is helping me?" And after that, it's just like, I just stopped bringing her the report card. So,
And as a child, do you think that not having your mother there for you and not having her validate these experiences that you were having, do you think that that might have something to do with your feelings, the suppression of your feelings now as an adult?
could be. I mean, it could be. I mean, like, I'm constantly thinking like I'm not doing enough, and I'm trying to do everything I can. Um, but it seems like it's just the same old thing. People just keep leaving me, and I keep getting abandoned, and people keep thinking I'm useless.
Okay. Well, I think that, you know, these experiences that you've shared with me as you were a younger child may have something to do with the way that you um, carry your relationships out today. It seems that when you were younger, you tried really hard to make your mom proud. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes. And you just kind of wanted her to be there for you and comfort you and validate your feelings, right?
right.
But the more that you did that, the more that she pushed you away, correct?
Yes,
And it seems now that in this relationship that you're discussing with me, it seemed that because you were scared to lose your girlfriend, you didn't share these emotions with her because you didn't want her to shut you down,
right.
right? So I kind of see some correlation between your childhood and your current relationship now that you mentioned. And I'm thinking that because of these past experiences with your mother, it might affect the way that you carry your relationships now, as to being a little bit more closed off because you're scared to, share too much, or you're scared to do something wrong and push these people away that you actually really care about, right?
Right.
But I think your mother might have just been pushing you away because she kind of blamed you for a lot of her mistakes. But I don't think that it had anything to do with you at all, you know? And I think that you pushing people away now might have to do with the fact that your mother did that to you when you were younger.
I I never thought about it like that. I mean, like she still fed me and clothed me and somehow provided shelter for me, so she had to be like, you know, a good mom. I mean, just, I don't know. I just never thought about it like that.
Explain to me a moment when you were with your mom and you felt really proud to be her son.
A moment I was with my mom and I was proud to be her son. Um, a moment these kids were trying to jump on me. And she walked out there and stopped it all. And I was like, she was basically like my hero because I was scared. I was really scared. So that was definitely a proud moment for me. Like, oh my gosh, like, that's my mother right there. She came to be my hero and protect me from everything.
And explain a moment when you were very sad that your mom wasn't there for you.
Uh, so I got my first breakup from a girl in school and around high school. Um, but I really loved the girl. I was doing everything for her. I was buying flowers. I'll be rubbing her feet every now and then. I mean, I was trying to do everything for her, and she broke up with me, she broke up with me because she cheated on me first, and they said me and her can't be together, and that broke my heart, and I was super down and depressed, and she just my wife, my mom just kind of just shooed me away, and she wasn't there, for me.
And you wanted her to be there for you.
Yes.
Yes. Did you come to her during this moment?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yes.
And what happened when you went to her?
Well, when I went to her, she just said, "Oh well, get over it. Now you see how I feel when guys want to leave because you're here. That's how useless you are. You can't even get a girlfriend or keep a girlfriend."
Do you think that maybe that has anything to do with the reason why you're so closed off to people in your life nowadays?
I can see it. I definitely can see that. I mean, I just try to please the people that I show affection for and that I love, and I just want to please them. I want them to show them that I'm not useless and that I'm worthy. So, yeah, I could definitely see that.
Okay. I want to try something, if you don't mind. We're going to do a little role play here, and we're going to go back in time, and you're going to pretend that your mother is here, and I want you to talk to her about something in your life that you are really struggling with back then, that you were really struggling with back then, that you wish she would have been there for you.
I'll give it a try.
Okay. So I'm going to pretend to be your mom, and I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive and warm, and we're going to see the difference in how you feel now telling me these things and how you felt back then as a child. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So whenever you're ready.
Mommy, I got Mommy, I need you.
Yeah. What do you need? What's wrong?
So the girl I was dating with at school, she broke up with me, but she
Oh, no.
cheated on me first.
No, how do you feel? Are you okay?
No, it
No.
hurts. It hurts right here. Why does it hurt? And I can't get it out of my mind, out of my head. It hurts so bad.
Yeah, no, it's not easy to be cheated on. I know for sure. I know exactly how you're feeling. I can just I can't imagine that your world is tumbling apart. But, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
How's it gonna be okay? I loved her. I did everything for her. I brought her flowers. I helped her with her schoolwork. How's it gonna be okay? Why
Well, if,
why didn't she love me? Why didn't she
she
love me?
I know. And sometimes people are going to do really messed up things, but it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So, I know it hurts a lot right now, um, but with time, everything will heal, and you'll see that you'll find someone who will love you as much as you love them. So, just try your best to just let your emotions out. It's okay. And with time, you will feel better and you'll find someone who will appreciate you and value everything you do for them.
Thank you.
Okay? You feel
Okay.
better?
I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. How did that make you feel?
It felt it felt good. Felt like someone was there with me on my side.
Hmm.
So I liked it.
Do you wish that your mother would have been there for you in that way when you were younger?
Yes.
Do you think that if when you were younger you were able to express your feelings a little bit more to your mother and those people around you, that your relationships today would be a little bit better and would last a little bit longer?
Yes.
Okay, so um, I want to kind of just go over everything we talked about today. We kind of dove into a lot and we've unpacked a lot, you know, in just our first session. So I think you
Whew.
did a great job here. Um, and then for the rest of the week, I kind of want you to reflect on what we've talked about here. And I want you to kind of practice a little bit of those role playing by yourself in your head, and kind of see how being a little bit more open um, might be a little bit more beneficial to yourself and to those around you. Because as you see, do you feel a little bit better at all?
I feel a little bit better. I don't know. The homework's gonna be hard for me.
It's going to be a little hard. Well, it's okay. Well, we have a few months, years, who knows, working together. We definitely have a lot to unpack here and a lot to work on. But for right now, we're going to take some little steps, and we're going to go ahead and try to help you as best as we can, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
So you did fill out a couple of assessments before your session today. The first form that you filled out was your biopsychosocial. Um, that basically kind of just goes over a little bit about your family history, your medical history, educational background. It's just an assessment that kind of gathers all of the cultural, environmental factors that has to do with the way you grew up and how you are living today. That'll help me kind of understand a little bit more of who you are, your background information, so that I am better able to help you. Okay?
Okay.
And you also filled out the Bell Objects Relation and Reality Testing Inventory. That assessment just provides me a little bit more information regarding the your ability to sustain essential relationships and accurately identify internal and external reality. Um, so those are the assessments that you use today. I'm going to go ahead and go over them so that for our next meeting, should be in about a week, we can go ahead and continue our work from there.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, I want you to please practice that homework assignment that we
Okay.
talked about. And I look forward to seeing you next week so we can unpack a little bit more. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you next week. You have a great rest of your week.
You too.